So when e-commerce brands are trying to scale from 7 figures to 8 figures in revenue, one of the areas where I see that these brands don't have dialed in is landing pages. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain why and how landing pages can get you to 8 figures in revenue. I'm going to show you the formats that we use, how we build landing pages, and I'm actually going to show you some examples as well, and you'll be able to see how everything comes together. All right, so let's dive into the video. Hope you enjoy this one. So let's talk about how to use landing pages to scale to 8 figures in revenue. So just before crossing 10 million in annual revenue, which is the point at which you reach 8 figures, brands have optimized their ad metrics, right? They've cracked at least one ad platform and are scaling on that platform with a large percentage of their overall budget. The second thing is they've figured out which creative angles work and have found a way to consistently produce winning creatives at scale. And the third thing is that they have a media buying structure that works for them and supports higher ad spend. So usually brands at this stage, they're not facing an issue with ads in the media buying side. Maybe yes, they need more creative. Maybe they need to figure out ways they can be more efficient with their creative production. But usually they've figured out angles that work for them and they've been able to scale many ads, right? Otherwise, it would be very, very difficult to scale to the high 7-figure range. And the area where we see brands lacking is the experience that the customer has after they leave the ad platform, okay? Their websites are usually pretty optimized for conversions and are converting well already, although this isn't always the case. And if the conversion rate isn't good, it leaves a huge opportunity to increase conversion rate in AOV. There's always room for improvement, but sometimes there is wider gaps than others where you can make bigger jumps in terms of conversion rate and AOV. The area where these brands have yet to crack, though, is landing pages. Specifically, building landing pages that educate and convert customers who are at different stages of market awareness. So there's 5 stages: unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, and most aware, right? In every market, you're going to have customers at each of these different stages. Most aware are the easiest people to convert, right? Because they're most aware and they require the least amount of convincing and education to get them over the line. But this is the smallest segment of the 5. As you go to the less aware stages, you go further and further away from most aware, it becomes harder and harder to convert those customers. But the pool of that customer is so much wider, right? There's so much more people, so much more potential customers, okay? Each stage of awareness requires a different landing page approach, different copy, and in some cases, even a completely different format of landing page itself. So I'm going to explain how to use landing pages to scale past 10 million per year in revenue. So 8-figure landing pages. The problem, landing pages, especially for less aware customer segments, are hard to get right. Most brands create generic landing pages that don't speak to the specific customer awareness stage you want to target and convert. And most brands are still trying to target the more aware stages of the market when they can achieve more scale in the less aware stages of the market. Okay? So you'll see in a moment how if you continue to go after the top awareness stages of the market, you're going to reach plateaus. And it's going to be very, very difficult to continue scaling profitably when you're not expanding to the other areas and the other stages of awareness in the market. So how to build 8-figure landing pages. Let's start with the format of landing page. We focus on 3 main formats when we're building landing pages for our clients. Number 1, listicle. Number 2, inverted PDP. Number 3, advertorial. The first 2, listicle, inverted PDP, they work best for the following segments: most aware, product aware, solution aware, right? They're usually designed to capture and convert traffic that's more on the educated side, but they still need some convincing, right? Listicles are very simple and basic, and they do a great job at quickly conveying the benefits or the solutions to problems that people are facing, right? And introducing the product itself and why someone should buy the product. But we haven't really seen them work well for the less aware audience segments, and you'll see why in just a moment. Same with inverted PDP. Similar thing, it's more product focused. It's more about explaining the benefits of the product, answering customer objections they have about this specific product, and then adding social proof and trust to get them over the line and make a purchase. All right. And you can scale this 10 million per year just by targeting and converting these 3 segments. But this depends a lot on your total addressable market size and how many countries you're selling to, right? Every type of brand, every market will be different size. Like each of these segments will be different size. So a lot of the scale that you can achieve just by targeting these segments depends on the size of those themselves, okay? And as brands continue to scale, they start reaching more and more people in the more aware stages, these three right here, and they begin to see their new customer revenue plateau. So what's the solution? The solution is to expand and target less aware stages of the market. Introducing advertorials. So advertorial is the third format of page that we build for clients. They work best for the less aware stages of the market, right? They also work well for solution aware, but they work well for problem aware and unaware as well. And as you move to the less aware stages, the size of each stage gets bigger, as I mentioned, and therefore there are more people that can become customers. There's more potential scale. The challenge comes in being able to move people from these less aware stages to more aware stages. And this is the reason for landing pages. So advertorials, they do a great job at this, right? Moving people from less aware to more aware stages because their style and format is familiar to that of an editorial piece, something that customers are used to seeing when they're researching or reading up on things they don't know a lot about. So that's the first thing. The second reason why advertorials are great is because you have more room to write more words, and as a result, you have more room to take the reader through a journey from their current stage of awareness to a more aware stage through education, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully this will become even clearer as I show you these examples, but we're going to look at some advertorials. I'm going to show you how they work in practice, and you'll be able to see how everything comes together, right? So first up, we have this one right here from BugMD. And this is the first advertorial we're looking at. So as you can see, based on what I was saying, it's an editorial feel. It looks like something that is more native. It's something that's not really like a brand trying to sell you on something. It doesn't really look like a quote unquote landing page. It's more of an editorial piece. And as you can see, it's longer format, right? There's more text and there's reviews, and we're going to go through this, right? But just so you guys can see the format. This brand have even been so bold to put advertisements from other companies like Verizon and Wynn Las Vegas on their landing page, which is crazy, but it must be working for them. So the title, right? The headline: Dog Mom discovers genius new flea control device that works without toxic chemicals or costly treatment pills. So obviously they're speaking to their, a specific segment of the audience, but they're also speaking to a specific awareness stage. The awareness stage is problem aware, because even though the customer knows that there are solutions for fleas, like the chemicals and the treatment pills, the problem that they have is that they can't find an alternative. So that's why I would put these guys as problem aware, because now what we're doing is we're meeting them where they're at with the problem, and we're introducing an alternative solution, which is our natural product, a natural solution to flea control. All right. So as you can see here, a lot of the time the advertorial starts by making the customer feel understood, right? Is meeting the customer where they're at. Because one thing that we do is we treat landing pages just like we would treat ad creatives. You have to hook someone in, and then you have to retain their attention. Just like with a video ad, you need to hook someone in, and then you need to give them reasons all the time as to why they should continue watching. Same with an editorial piece, right? If you hook someone in with the headline, each line is designed to get someone to read the next line, okay? So with this one, it kind of tells the story of someone who was using the drops, the toxic chemicals, and then eventually leads into the, finding out about the natural solution, right? And then this, termination station device. They introduce the product. They talk about social proof, right? And they use these Facebook posts because they understand that their customer segment is using Facebook. So this is a very familiar feel. And yeah, they're just adding trust throughout, right? Personal experience using the product as well. And then, finally some urgency and scarcity behind an offer. So that is this one right here. Move to another one. This one is also problem aware. The headline: My dentist told me that there's no way to remove plaque and tartar from home, but then I discovered an alternative solution that gave me a confident smile and saved me thousands. The reason why this is problem aware audience is because people are aware that they have plaque and tartar. They know that they can get it done at a dentist, but they don't have an ulterior solution. Similar to what we saw with the fleas, it's the same thing, right? We're introducing an at-home solution. It's a new solution. So for them, in order to become solution aware for us, we need to move them from that problem aware to solution aware. And that's what this advertorial does. So again, first person, just meeting the customer where they're at. Like, it's hard to describe the discomfort of having yellow teeth and bad breath to someone who's never experienced it. They're trying to meet the customer where they're at. And yeah, I was trying all sorts of mouthwashes, toothpaste. Like, they're dispelling other options. That's when I met Dr. Laurel Gans, obviously introducing trust, social proof, going even more into the fear, right? So your unhealthy mouth can be linked with systemic disorder such as heart attack. Just building the pain and creating even more reason as to why someone should purchase. And eventually they introduce them to the product, right? They introduce the product, and then they'll follow up with more social proof, more testimonials, before and afters, and finally they'll introduce the offer and add some urgency around it. You see more testimonials here, and then finally the limited time offer here at the end. This one, Top Doctor Physical Therapy. This is the best way to relieve edema in your legs and feet fast. This, I would say, is also problem aware, but it could be solution aware. The reason why is because people with edema or edema, however you pronounce this word, they are likely aware that there are these at-home devices that can ease pain, right? Maybe it looks like this, or maybe it doesn't look like this, but they're aware of solutions at home that can relieve edema, right? But it's also for the problem aware audience who knows that maybe they don't know that you can do it from home and you have to go to a therapist, right? So same thing. This one's by a doctor, first person, and they go really deep into the pain here as well. Like, they show the problem, they show the science behind it, and then they introduce the product, and then link it to the science as to how and why it works. More social proof, more trust, before and afters, and then finally they introduce an offer. They add urgency. They say you can't get it on Amazon, which is smart because a lot of people will stop reading and go and look on Amazon, see if they can get one cheaper. So it's a good way to dispel others. And yeah, that's really the format for this page. If yeast overgrowth is making your dog's life a misery, this probiotic chew is a must. Here's why. So this one, they're talking about yeast overgrowth, right? If it's making your dog's life a misery, these are for people who are already aware of the problem, so problem aware. They know what yeast overgrowth is. Their vet has likely told them about it, because otherwise they wouldn't be using this word in the headline. For those that wouldn't be aware of this problem, they would say, maybe if your dog is constantly itching itself, or if your dog is constantly tired and not themselves, this could be the reason why, right? That's more for like an unaware audience. But this one right here is built for the problem, problem aware, and then we're introducing them to the solution, the probiotic chew, and explaining why, right? So I won't go through this one, as all of them are very, very similar format. And then this one, how this grandma protected her family from dust and allergies with a quick trick. Again, problem aware, because people are aware of allergies and dust, basically how those are linked, and they understand they have a dust allergy, and they're talking to people who understand this already, right? So usually it's people who, this one I would also say is for those that are solution aware, because they likely are using other products if they have an allergy. Maybe they're taking something from the pharmacy, maybe they're trying other things, and this is also appealing to them as well, right? For an unaware stage, to give you an example, maybe a headline would be something along the lines of, if you're constantly sneezing the moment you enter your house, it could be because you have a dust allergy, right? Something like that. And then you are giving people, you're explaining what and why you would have a dust allergy, what the symptoms are, meeting the customer where they're at, and then taking them through the journey of, now they're educated on the problem, we introduce our solution, and then we also link the solution to our product and make them product aware, right? So that is really what these advertorials are designed to do. And yeah, that is it for this video. I hope this was helpful. I hope both the background as to why brands struggle to get to that 8-figure mark and how to actually do it with landing pages, hopefully that makes sense, and also being able to show you guys actual examples of advertorials and how they apply to the stage of awareness and allow you to unlock more scale also is great for you to see. All right, so that's it for this one, and I'll see you in the next one.